What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, and today we're bringing you another real versus fake comparison. This time it is the Yeezy 350 Boost V2 in black and red. For those that don't know, these videos are for educational purposes only, to help those to legit check their pairs or to help buy an authentic pair. Now, like I do in every video, I'm going to give you guys a second to guess which pair is real, which one is fake. Okay, so the one up front is the fake pair. The one in the back is the real pair. Now, if you're into these kind of videos, the real versus fake, and if this helped, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you'd like to subscribe, please do so. All right, so we're going to start at the toe first. On the left, we have the authentic pair, and as you can see, the toe cap, it has more of a gray look to it, although it is black, but it looks gray. However, the fake pair, it's more black, kind of translucent, as well as the height of the toe is a lot higher on the fake versus the real. Again, you're going to notice a lot of glue stains in there also. That's not really anything to compare against because even Yeezys have glue stains, but there is a lot more on the fake pair. What I probably should have stated at the beginning, but I kind of forgot to, was that over time, they're going to keep updating the Yeezys to get closer and closer to the authentic. So by the time this video comes out, there is a possibility that there's already an updated version. However, there are still tips in this video that can help out. With that being said, look at the stitch line that runs up the Primeknit. So on the fake pair, you're going to notice the stitching is a lot bigger. Sticker thread throughout. Now here is the authentic pair. The stitching is a lot thinner, as you can see. Now as for the Primeknit, you can't really compare because it feels the same, exactly the same, and it wouldn't be too surprised if it was the same, to be honest, but they pretty much have that down to like a T. The only difference between these two is the coloring of black through the uppers. It's a little bit more faded on the fake pair, which might be hard to pick up on camera. Maybe I can set it a little farther back. But the fake pair is a little bit lighter versus the authentic. One thing I did want to point out that I've noticed other people that do real versus fake, or some people that say to look out for this, is the stripe, how close it does come down. You could see that it doesn't come as far down on the fake pair than the real pair, but don't take that in consideration unless it's up here or something like that. Then, of course, but that can vary. So I just wanted to throw that out there and let you guys know. Now, moving forward, one of the biggest differences is the stripe. They do look close, I will give them that, but the stripe across the side, it's more of a peach hue to it rather than a red on the fake versus the real pair. Bringing you a bit closer, notice the 3 on the fake pair of the 350, as you can see right there. Notice how it's kind of stretched out. It's not, it's not as compact. Now here's the authentic pair. A bit more compact than the fake. Other than that, I mean, the 3 and the 50 is pretty much, or everything else besides the 3 and the 50 is pretty much the same. You're going to have your minor tweaks, but again, this is, a shoe being produced in a factory that can vary. So there's going to be little differences here and there, but the biggest one I saw was the 3. Both are the same size, but you're going to notice the fake pair sits up a little bit higher than the authentic. A few things is even the authentic pair kind of bows out a little bit, but you're going to notice the overall sleekness. It goes like inward and comes out like that. This kind of just bows out and stays out. Another thing is the stitch line. So the stitch line, once again, is larger. The thread used is larger on the fakes. Versus the authentic. Let me bring them both in for you. It's not letting me focus. And the stripe itself, that comes to a point. I mean, again, it's pretty close, and you can't really even tell with that because that will vary. But you can kind of see that the point is going more downwards than just across. Again, that can vary. Another thing is this back lip. So the lip itself is a lot wider. I've seen that on a lot of fakes, even these like super perfect ones. The lip is actually a lot wider on the fakes versus authentics. I'll give you a little side preview. And like I mentioned before, it's very possible, and it will happen. There'll be an updated version of the shoe. Oops. And they'll continue to update it. But they'll never get it 100% right, but it'll be damn close. And you won't be able to tell on feet, per se. But if you're one of those that want to buy authentic, and like us, we support authentics, then you'll want to, see these type of videos. Bringing you closer to the heel, you can see that the stitch line around the heel kind of overlays this excess material on the fake pair. Now on the authentic, you're going to see the stitch line. It's going to have a little bit of an overlay, but it won't be covering the stitch line. It'll be more exposed. This is something I've seen throughout quite a few fakes, updated or old ones. They tend to just leave the excess materials. The actual shading on the liner is more of a gray hue to it on the fake versus more of a true black. And then the 3 stripes, way more abbreviated on the authentic. Might be hard to pick that up, but to the touch, you'll be able to feel it. I know that doesn't really help, but I'm hoping that this video does kind of show you how much more abbreviated it is. Now here's the fake pair. You could see better look at the coloring, and there's a little bit of white on the outskirts of the 3 stripes as well. The tags that are attached to the shoes, they're pretty close, to be honest, and it would be hard to tell. Obviously, this one's a little bit smudged up and dirty, but other than that, bring you closer, it's more of an off-white compared to the authentic, as well as the font. It's a little bit more bold. Now here's the authentic, so you could check that out. So as you can see, if it zooms in, okay, here we go. As you can see, it's a little bit more white, excuse me. And the font itself, it's not as bold as the fake. Getting closer to the inside of the shoe, we got the tissue paper it comes with. The fake is more of a waxy, almost translucent, and it's wrapped in a darker shade. Now the authentic, it's not wrapped in that wax paper, but it's still a bit lighter in shade versus the second layer of tissue paper. And this, when you get down to this, it's actually, the authentic is a little bit more translucent. So authentic, a little bit more going close to the white shade versus more going towards the brown on the fake. Okay, the lighting might be a little bit off because I had to mess with the exposure enable for you to pick this up, but here's the fake pair. Notice the stitching and the inside, or I should say the pattern. You notice how it's pretty much not organized at all. Like, yeah, you have your few bars, but you have more dots on the lower part of it. Now this is the left shoe medial side of the wall. Same shoe, but this is the authentic. You see those bars running across, a lot more organized, about the same in length going all the way down. Just kind of shows you the pattern of the inside of it. So you want to look for, obviously, a clean pattern on an authentic shoe. All right, so people always ask me to show the size tag inside the shoe, so that's what I'm doing. Here is the authentic first. and now we have the fake. So just to remind you guys, dates and even numbers can vary, so this isn't a great way to authenticate a pair, but I guess people want to know what an authentic looks like, I guess, to pair up. So if theirs does match, it's a possibility that it is authentic, but I still wouldn't use this method. On the left, we have the fake. On the right, we have the real pair. So on the fake, you're going to notice it's more translucent, this outsole. You could see through it a bit more. The real pair is still translucent, but it's more of a smoky, kind of leaning towards the gray side, kind of like the toe cap. But you could definitely see a difference as far as the shading, a lot more smoky on the authentic versus more of a black translucent hue on the fake. Also, the adidas branding on the toe. So it's slightly, not a lot, but slightly smaller than the authentic pair. So here's the fake. Now here's the authentic, and then I'll put both together. Now here we have both. It might be hard to tell and pick that up. And again, I apologize, I have to mess with the exposure a little bit so this all picks up. And I'm going to have to do it once again pretty soon. Now we have the authentic on the left, fake on the right. So as you can see where it says Boost and it comes up, it's a bit darker on the fake pair. Versus the authentic. You'll also notice that the fake pair is a bit more cleaner overall. So now to the Boost. Up first, the authentic. So what you're going to notice in hand is the actual Boost is a lot more smooth to the touch, and it's softer than fake pairs. Yeah, you're going to have your ridges and these little, like, I guess you call them Boost balls or whatever you want to call them. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these little circles with like three to four lines through it, it looks like. So here is your look at your authentic Boost. Now I do have the exposure turned down so you could see this, and I might have to edit it a little bit more, but here's your fake. You're going to notice this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now again, that can vary. I've even seen factory flaws where these little balls, there weren't, with the lines through it, it wasn't there weren't 9, there wasn't 7. They that can actually vary, but to the touch, it's a lot more rough and it's a lot more firm. But you could also see what the biggest indicator is the texture to it. So you could see, looking really, really close, I'm trying to bring you in and kind of angle it different ways. You should see little lines within the balls, not these lines that are going up and down on these 7 circles, but the actual Boost itself. Well, I mean, it's all Boost within it, or fake Boost in this case. Now, I heard that there is a retailer that has Boost on point now. So my next purchase to prove if that's true or false will be from them. So I'll do another comparison on probably a different colorway though, and I'll show you how close that is, or just maybe a video in overall, just saying how good it is or not. But that is your look at your fake Boost. Just remember, if it's rough, a little bit more rough, it's not smooth to the touch, and it's firm, then it's probably fake. And notice all the texture. So if you're doing a legit check online, make sure they take a clean photo of the Boost. If they say, oh, it's the only picture I got, wait until they could take another one. Don't take their word for it. That's one of the biggest things to look out for. Alright, so if you saw the last video, it's pretty much the same situation here we got. So in the back, we have the fake. Up front, we have the real. The fake pair is slightly bigger, even though they're both 8.5. You can see it come out, and I mean slightly. And also the cardboard used, and where it says 350, it's a little, the 350 is actually, it appears to be a little bit more darker, but when you get up close, it's almost faded. Hopefully that picks up on camera. But that is the fake pair. Now check out the authentic. It's not as faded. It appears, when you're looking close, it appears faded, but from afar, you could tell the differences between the shades. And the cardboard's a little bit more deeper. I guess you could say richer on the fake. Not huge differences other than the size, and even that's small. Now we have the inside of the box. And to be 100% honest with you guys, to save, to even have to worry about real and fake, the best way to do it is having a receipt. I don't want to show too much, but Champs receipt, as you can see, authentic for anybody that's saying, oh, and I believe it or not, people have said my authentic is fake, even though they came either straight from Adidas or an authentic retailer. No buying a resale here. And that's not to brag or anything. But here's the inside of the paper. The fake is a lot more oily to the touch. And they're both like a waxy base, though, to be honest. It's just the authentic is smooth. The shading also, also is different. You could see pretty close, but the dead giveaway between the two is the actual, it's like an oily feel to it. Actually feels kind of gross, to be honest. The height of the two boxes is about the same. It's the length that's a little bit bigger. But other than that, right here you can see, once again, the Adidas logo sits closer to the bottom of the box versus authentic. Where it says like Adidas / Kanye, made by Adidas, all that stuff, it's pretty much on point. It's the same differences though with the top of the box, which is kind of like more of a faded look. So the fakes got almost everything right on the box label, but one big fuck up. So as you know, it says C black, red, C black. That's the authentic. Take note, V02 down in the corner. If it's international box, it should say V10. Yeezy Boost 350. The product number BY9612. All that's good. Now, this has been updated. I know this for a fact. So, now look at that. Black, pink. So, in this case scenario, that can't help you. So, this box has not been updated. This is like an old box, and they kind of, I guess, screwed me over, threw it together, whatever. But you can see still it has V02, same product number, BY9612. So in this case scenario, to still help you guys out, this is the second time they messed up on a box. Well, they didn't really mess up. One was the international box. One was a US box. So here's the authentic once again. You can see where it says C black, red, C black, and then it says in a different language, and it's originals and originals. Look how close the originals, where it says originals twice, is to where it says the color in a different language. I'm assuming that's the color. And notice the gap between the two. So usually on fakes, that's another thing which they don't get right, is the gap. So overall, with the fakes, they do cut corners on, even though the shoes might look on point, they cut corners on the box, the insole, and the liner, because they're just pumping these out. They're not, as long as they feel like they look clean, they look good on feet for those that want them, that's good. So if those get into circulation, with people that want an authentic pair, that's not a good look at all. So no matter how many times they update it, they'll still cut corners in those two areas. Or three areas, I should say. Now, this isn't a definite way to tell if real or fake, but this is, if everything is pointing to fake and this doesn't match up, then I'd probably go with fake. But I actually learned this in a forum. I would like to give specific credit to who it was, but I don't remember. But it was actually not a forum, but a Facebook group, and it was a Yeezy Talk Worldwide, I believe it was. So shout out to them for pointing this out and things like that. It's a lot of for Yeezy fans. If you should join that. I mean, they got 100,000, over 100,000 people, so you probably already are. One thing is the UPC PO number. So right here it has 115566136. So now I look on the inside of my tag of my authentic, and I'm going to put that up on the screen. And as you can see, it does say 1155661336. Now, can this vary? Yes. Have I heard that the UPC hasn't matched up with the inside or the size tag? I've heard that too. But let's just test run this really quick. Okay, so here is the fake box. UPC PO number 11558280. Let me double check, make sure my eyes, because I got bad eyes, I'll be honest with you guys. So that is the box tag. Let me move it a little bit out just so it's a little bit more in focus. So now I'm going to read off and show on the camera at the same time what I'm looking at the tag. So we got 11558280. So it's identical. Even with the fakes, they match up. So it just goes to show, I mean, they're getting certain things right. They're getting closer and closer, but there's still going to be ways. I just wanted to throw that out there. Even the production run, it says 0816 is the same, I believe. Let me double check that on Authentic. 0816. So they're getting things right. It's getting scary, but I still want to get the other version people are talking about that's supposed to be dead on to show you guys. All right, everybody, so that was your real versus fake comparison of the Yeezy 350 Boost V2 in black and red. I hope this helps somebody out. If it helps one person, then I'm happy, you know. That's what it's all about, is helping. I know there's going to be updated versions, so be on the lookout for that. Again, this video will still be helpful because there's going to be things that aren't perfect, even with updated versions. But I'm going to debunk that, and I'm going to buy an updated version. Like, I'm not going to say the website, and I never, for those that are watching this all the way through, people ask where I get it from. I cannot tell you, and for multiple reasons, but for the most important reason is YouTube will ban or suspend your account if and when they catch you promoting the fake website. So at the end of the day, you can wear what you want. That's totally up to you. Me, I'm going to stick with the authentics and help you guys. So this is just, for educational purposes, like I said, to help you out if you're trying to get a legit pair. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like this kind of content, I'm going to continue bringing it out. Make sure to subscribe. And if you want me to authenticate a pair for you, leave a link in the description to either a website, either like eBay or like images or something. Now this will take a while, so I might not get back to you right away, but I'll be able to as soon as possible. Another thing is the fakes. They do have like a lot of glue stains and a lot of manufacturing flaws and things like that compared to the authentic. The Primeknit is damn near close though, I will admit that. But then, you have your stitching flaws and errors like that. But yeah, I just hope this helps somebody out. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave it in the comment section, or you can visit SneakerFiles.com and visit our contact page. Fill out the information, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.